custom drums shouldn't just look good. They should sound great, too. From the lowest lows to the highest highs. And the drum we're talking about today does it all and more. Yeah, hello. Today we're looking at a professional level drum built by a touring professional drummer. I mean, just look at that thing. We have a handmade shell with 3 layers of maple and walnut from top to bottom, and another 2 layers going from the inside out. This is a custom drum. Now, most people who build drums, they can hold a beat, but there's only a select few who are so good at both making the drums and then going out and playing them and touring this instrument that they love so much all around the world. Nick Angelini, the guy who built this snare, he's one of those very few people who can balance those 2 skills. I mean, listen, because of his experience as a player, he knows how to make these things sound good in the studio, on the stage, and anywhere else that you're gonna hear drums played. And all the love and care that goes into drums like this one, it all started with Nick touring with his band in the land down under. Nick plays drums for a band called A Wilhelm Scream, and he's been playing drums with them for almost 25 years. Now, like I said before, Nick got into drums when he was touring with his band down in Australia, and he saw someone playing a brand called Brady Drums, which are some of the best stave drums to ever come out of that continent. And after diving into what stave drums were and finding out that he could probably build one, he took the time to find a group of woodworkers who said, yeah, you can use our shop and our tools. What a lucky duck. And he was able to start building drums right then and there. I had the opportunity to try and build drums once. Well, we're gonna take a little hey-o. You can leave that in there. You can just leave that in there. As you can see, she's a little doitered. You know what? Vintage drums are a little doitered too. You gotta love them. We're gonna take one last step here. All right, now we've done it. As you can see, we've fully separated the circle. Now we have a drum. Now, I might not be too good at building drums, but Nick, his drum building career has certainly gone well. I mean, look at this thing. Now, we're gonna dig into the details of this snare drum here in a little bit, but right now, you gotta take a look at all the other stuff that Nick has been building. When I first met Nick at the Chicago Drum Show, not only did he have wonderful snare drums on display, but he also had whole drum kits that he'd built and octobons. Those are the drums that some people like Stuart Copeland
are kind of cool looking, which is the main reason I got them.
And Mike Portnoy have used. All that history that Nick has an understanding of drums, drummers, and drum building, all that is imbued into every single drum he puts out, just like this one.
So I chose to make this drum out of maple and walnut because I believe the 2 woods complement each other really well. The walnut dries out the maple a bit, giving the drum a bit more control. And the maple adds a bit more depth and vibe to the walnut. So the 2 woods kind of pull each other into this middle ground, creating a pleasant, unique tone that works well in many musical situations. It's kind of like maple walnut ice cream, You got the vanilla, which is delicious on its own, Then you got walnuts, which are also delicious, but they're a superfood and they look like little brains. So you add the walnuts in with the vanilla, and then you put some pancake syrup in there, and boom, you're in flavor country.
Now, I love ice cream, so I think I'm gonna take an ice cream break right frickin' now. On a fine summer day like today, I like a nice icy treat. Today we're gonna try Philly Swirl Swirl Cups Cherry Malone flavored. All right, it looks like it was frozen too long. It's turned into a solid ice chunk. A little bit of ice and corn on my snare drum now. Let's give it a taste. I taste a cherry, I taste a melon. We're doing the scrape method here to get the full ice effect. It's sweet and tangy. That's pretty good. All right, enough silly stuff, but truly, the same way that a great scoop of ice cream, or maybe 2 scoops, vanilla and chocolate, or throw a third on there with some strawberry, all of that melds together to create the perfect flavor. Truly, maple and walnut in this drum shell give you the same effect. Walnut certainly dries out the tone a little bit, and that's why brands like Tama are using it in some of those Star Series drums. A lot of walnut where they used to use bubinga or other tone woods, and even brands like Mapex. I had a Mapex kit 10-15 years ago, a Saturn kit that was maple and walnut, I believe. It might have been birch and walnut, but it certainly had walnut interior plies. Those drums sounded awesome. And when you pair the walnut with another wood, like we have here with the maple, you get this sort of really complex tone. It's awesome. I have nothing bad to say about this tone, whether you're listening to it with your ear or through the mics like on this video. I mean, what a sound. Nick has a great eye for what he needs to put into these drums, and he uses that eye to find tone woods all around the world. I mean, one time, this dude tried to fly home from Australia with some lumber in his suitcase.
When I'm on tour in different countries with my band, A Wilhelm Scream, I'm always out looking for cool woods to bring home with me. Last time I was in Australia, I walked to this wood shop, and I found this wood called ironbark. I'm sure it's going to be really, really difficult to work with, but I'm super excited to see what this timber is going to sound like. They call it timber in Australia. Timber! Dude at the wood shop's like, "You're going to try to bring that timber through customs, mate?" I was like, yeah, see what happens. I ended up getting it home, so it worked out.
I mean, such a rad dude, and it doesn't stop there. He's even built drums out of old roller coasters. This dude is dedicated to the craft. He brings 3 things that I think are so necessary in a drum builder to really make something special. He's got creativity, curiosity, and passion. And that's certainly present in this snare drum here. Now, what you just heard, that was an Evans Genera head, which has some pre-dampening sort of stuff going on with the head, and that's how the drum was sent to me. But I really want to try one of my favorite heads on this drum, which is the Evans Heavyweight. Give this thing a listen. I mean, there's your classic Stave drum tone. I think the crew at Brady would love hearing these drums because I think that they would see that they certainly inspired this guy half a planet away in Massachusetts. This thing is thick, it's chunky. Woo, what a freaking tone! And that's the sound that people are paying $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 plus for when they buy a Brady drum. And you don't have to pay that much to get something like this from Nick, and it comes from one guy putting the same amount of passion into these drums right here in the United States. And often these drums that you get from him are one of a kind, which I love that about this. It bridges drum manufacturing with art. Not only visually, but sound-wise and just generally. That one-of-a-kind thing. That snare that's always going to be yours, whether you're just looking at it or hearing it in any context. So there you have it. The Wail City maple walnut combination, chocolate, vanilla, ice cream, and nuts snare drum. I love this thing, and I'd like to thank Nick at Wail City for sending this thing over so that we could give it a listen. Besides this really cool snare, we've got a lot of other really cool drum things going on this set. We got my classic maple kit here, 20-inch kick, 12-inch rack tom, 14 and 16-inch floor toms, all Zildjian cymbals all around, 15-inch K custom special dry hats, 20-inch medium thin low K Constantinople, 22-inch medium thin low K Constantinople, try saying that 10 times fast, a 19-inch K Custom Special Dry Crash that is cracked, but it still sounds good. And then I got the Memphis Drum Shop exclusive Zildjian 22-inch K Constantinople light cymbal. Really, really fun set here. Not just the toms, the kick, or the cymbals, but especially that snare drum, and I hope you got a kick out of it. Come back another time, watch some more of these freaking videos, and I'll see you soon. Until next time, be good.